Okay, hi. Okay, we're about ready to start. I'm just setting up the Facebook Live.
Okay.
And what was your Facebook again? I think I saw the request from you.
It's Rich in Spirit Botanica or Rich's
Oh,
Botanica. I have two pages, but I don't know how to use Facebook honestly.
okay. And I am still learning about Instagram, but um that's obviously the place to be. Okay.
Yeah. What I did was I connected my Instagram to my Facebook, so whatever I post on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook. So I don't
Oh,
even have to touch it.
okay. Okay. That's understandable. I think I've done the same thing as well. Okay,
Hi, Angelica.
Hello, how you doing? I can't see anyone.
Cool. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I haven't seen you in forever. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Your mom told me it was your birthday.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
9.
You're 9? Oh, happy birthday. You're so big now. You're almost 10.
wow.
Not happening.
Well, it's gonna happen.
What?
She doesn't want to get older.
I'm sorry. It's going to happen. It's okay because you'll be bigger and you'll be smarter.
See?
Hello.
Say what now?
You're muted, by the way.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay,
Okay.
thank you for that. Okay, so hi. So we are live on Facebook now. And hi,
Hello.
I'm Abena. It's very nice to meet you. Sometimes when I'm on Instagram and I see people whose content is really like engaging, like, oh, I'm interested in that. That's when I reach out to them. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I'll just get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Transformation Thursday. And I'm very happy to present our speaker this evening, Miss Angelica. And our topic is a very relevant one. Our topic is maintaining a healthy spiritual mindset. So I don't really, interview. I don't do a lot of questions. If there's questions in the comments, I'll share them. But otherwise, it's your show, so you're free to go.
Okay. So I'm actually really excited that I, get to be on this platform to talk about what I do because not only is it my business, but it's also my lifestyle, it's my hobby, it's my religion, it's everything, everyday type of thing. So for you guys that don't know, my name is Angelica. I'm the owner and creator of Rich and Spirit Botanica. I read tarot cards, I make intention candles, wax melts, oils, all that good stuff. So I started selling things in 2021 during the pandemic, when everyone was frustrated with things, everyone was worrying about money, COVID, all of these things. And I started it as a light thing, reading tarot. I was just reading for my friends every now and then. And when I realized that we have issues that dig deep into us, that if we allow ourselves to acknowledge them and fix them, we can also better the quality of our lives. And so that's what I started doing. After a while, I would reach out to people on serious topics. And I realized that a lot of our spiritual problem also tie with our mental problems. So my goal was to be a mediator between a real therapist and a spiritual healer, because those two things, they coincide. So what I would do is I would give you a tarot reading, I would give you spiritual advice, and then I would tell you like, you should go see a therapist because I'm not qualified for that, but a therapist actually is very good for mental growth. Um, Sorry. And so what got me into this for myself, because you have to help yourself before you help others, I realized that we need to be protected from not only others' energies, but from ourselves as well. Because I've had a lot of clients that were depressed and whatnot, and they were seeing therapists. But the thing is, if we don't digest the information that we are given, if we don't take that seriously, then we are not going to help ourselves, So I would give people tips and tricks on how to put the words that they were being told in therapy into action. Like, let's say if you have any insecurities, you have any self-doubts on something that you want to do, your therapist will give you a sheet of, things that you like about yourself, things that you're interested in, and I would help you jump into the track of that. For example, let's say you want to jumpstart something and you don't know where to start, you don't know how to start. The first question you should ask yourself is, why do I want to do this? What does this do for me? How do I benefit out of doing this thing? And how will other benefits as well if other people are involved? And then you would start doing what it is that you want to do. When you start hitting these roadblocks, when you start hitting these self-doubts, you have to remind yourself why it is that you started. You have to go back to step 1 in order to go up to step 2. I started this because I wanted to see if I could learn new things. I wanted to start this so I could give myself new goals so I don't stay stagnant in life. And sorry, I just lost track.
It's no
Um,
problem. It's no problem. It's definitely a very heavy topic, and I really appreciate your sharing.
sorry. So when you get stuck, when you're in the middle of wanting to start something, like I said, you have to go in and see why you wanted to do this in the first place. You have to remind yourself as to why you started. You have to give yourself that encouragement. You gave yourself enough encouragement to start. You should keep giving yourself the what is the words? You should keep giving yourself affirmations and keep telling yourself that you are worth to keep trying what you started in the first place. Even if others told you can't, even if you told yourself that you can't, the fact that you started is the biggest thing that you could do. So yeah, I went around telling people if you are brave enough to start, you could be brave enough to keep going. I've helped people overcome blockages that they've created by themselves, mental blockages. One of them would be self-doubt, which I just named. I'm sorry, I'm getting shy.
Mhm. So you would provide them with motivation, some tools for motivation.
Yes, because spirituality is a tool to help you navigate through your journey. And so one way to give yourself motivation would be to meditate. I would encourage people, I would create candles, like energy cleansing candles, or candles to give you a boost of courage. And I would tell you guys to light the candle, sit down in front of it, meditate, let your thoughts flow with you. Because the thing is, a lot of people think meditation is just shutting your mind when it's not. Meditation is letting your thoughts flow, letting yourself think what you think, digesting your thoughts, and then letting them go if they're not necessary, if you don't need those thoughts. So that's what I would tell people to do. Like, it's okay if in the middle of meditation you start thinking negative thoughts. You acknowledge that you're thinking these thoughts. You remind yourself that these thoughts, they're normal to have. They're okay, but they're a waste of time, and we let them go. We ask ourselves, why am I thinking this? Why am I thinking that I'm not good enough when I already started? If you're scared of failure, take a note that not doing anything at all is guaranteed failure. So if you try, that's the best thing you could do. Just try. And if you fail, you get up and you try again. But don't force it. because we can't force things that aren't for us. That's what I tell people. So while you're meditating, let those thoughts just flow, like overcome you. After you finish breaking down on those negative thoughts, on those thoughts that hold you back, that's when you can open to that's when you can open yourself to positivity. That's when you could tell yourself, okay, I am worth this. I am worthy. I'm already here. I woke up today. I drank my water. I ate my food. I nourished myself. I could sit down. I could get a book and I could write. I could be creative with my mind. I could write what I do want, what I don't want. How am I going to get the things that I want? And what am I going to do to prevent from getting the things that I don't want? Another good things that come out of meditating and just organizing your thoughts, because that's what I think of it, you realize what habits and patterns and you have that could be holding you back. And with the proper work, you could find ways to let go of these habits and create space for growth. And you could help yourself literally find yourself. And what I mean by that is like your true self, who you are on the inside, what you want from life, and where your real interests are, and where you belong in life, and what you like to be. Because honestly, as humans, we tend to get caught in the day by day without realizing it. We get caught in these little cycles, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, go to sleep. And we tend to forget who we are, what our real passions are, what our real interests are. And my job is to help you guys get back to that using spirituality. I'm sorry, I'm too shy. And so I do this myself. I remember who I am every day by setting intentions. Like, what am I going to do for the day? How is this going to help me with my inner growth? And what is the purpose of doing these things? Sorry, can you see me? Okay. One way you could do this, like even by the smallest things, for example, I set my intentions for the day with what I'm going to eat. If I know that I want to make myself a healthier person, I want more energy, I want my skin to be clear, I just want to feel better energetically wise, not only spiritually, I'm going to write down, I'm going to drink a lot of water, I'm going to eat my fruits. What kind of fruits I'm going to eat? I'm going to eat fruits that have a lot of liquid on them, like watermelon, so I could stay hydrated. The foods that I could eat, what I'm going to do for the day. Am I going to take a walk this day? Am I going to take a self-care day and just lay down and not do anything? Is this going to be something for my physical body or for my mental? And every single day, I tell myself, what am I going to do, not only for myself, but for my daughter as well, And it might seem a little tedious, and it might be like, oh, I have a lot of work. I don't have time to do this. If you have time to go on Instagram and scroll, you have 5 minutes to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to make this little meal plan. It doesn't have to be expensive, because I eat junk food. I'm not going to sit here and lie. If I want a day where I'm going to eat hot Cheetos and lay down, I'm going to do that with the intention of just, relaxing, being lazy, there's nothing wrong with that. And so, like I said, if you have 5 minutes to scroll down, you have 5 minutes to go to your notes app. You don't have to download it. It comes with your phone, and just tell yourself, my purpose for tomorrow will be just to chillax, to drink my water, to watch something, to educate myself, and to just chill. That's if I have an off day. Let's say on a day where you have work, your whole week is busy. Find 5 to 10 minutes just to sit down and breathe and relax and think. Don't let yourself get lost in a day by day, because honestly, it's kind of a hard cycle to get out of. And we want to make lives easier for ourselves. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. We want to make life easier for ourselves. We don't want to sit here and struggle every single day. And we don't want to worry about, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do right after that? Oh my gosh, I don't like what state I'm in. Do something about it. And don't give yourself, I can't, but what if, but I can't. Those are all words that hold us back. And when we meditate and we start getting these words, don't ignore them, don't switch them away. Ask yourself, why do I think that I cannot do this? For example, I cannot start a business because I have a job. I don't have time. Why don't I have time? Why am I telling myself this? Because I go home, I shower, I only have time to eat and lay down and go to sleep. Think about it. Right before you lay in bed and you go to sleep, you're scrolling on your phone.
That's only one person.
You could take those, 30 minutes that you're scrolling to research something that you're interested in. And then you could expand your mind with that. Then as time goes on, you're researching. Take those same 30 minutes to put something into action. Start buying things that you're interested in. Start physically experimenting with things. Next thing you know, you have a business just off of 30 minutes every single day working towards your goal. Sorry.
I do have a question here. Someone is asking about your candles. If you could explain like your candles and where they can get them from, the types of candles that you have for like activation.
Okay, so I just finished making some candles tonight. So actually, I'm gonna show you guys the first candle I ever made. One second, sorry.
No problem. And again, for everyone who's just tuning in, this is Transformation Thursday, and our topic for this evening is maintaining a healthy spiritual mindset with Miss Angelica of Rich in Spirit Botanica. That was the
So it's
commercial.
so it's actually kind of funny. When I first started, this was the first kind of candle I ever made. You can't see it. It says Abre Camino. That's Spanish for road opener. Road openers, what they do is they remove any blockages and any stagnancy that you may have in your life's path. They open your eyes to it, because a lot of times it could be outer things doing this, or it could be yourself giving yourself these blockages. These open your eyes to that, and they give you a chance to help you declutter your life spiritually, physically, mentally, and grow closer to what it is that you want. I started making these candles when I was about 3 years into my spiritualism, and I hit a roadblock. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I was forgetting who I was because I caught myself in that cycle. And it took a serious experience for me to be like, It took a serious experience for me to be like, okay, I need to do something. I need to start new. And that's what got me to making these. I make them in different sizes as well. And I sell them on my website, richinspiritbotanica.com. And I post them on my Instagram, richinspirit_botanica. And I would use this candle. Actually, I'm going to be using one soon, when I feel like I need to start something new in my life, or when something that I'm already in the process of, I feel a little bit of stagnancy. I feel like I need to remind myself again, why did I start this? What is my goal with this business? What is the goal for me having this business? Not only, money-wise, having a physical shop. What is my purpose? What am I going to learn? How am I going to benefit from this? And I don't have this shop, just to make money, just to be like the super cool, super smart bruja. I do this so I could better myself. Because the current thing I'm trying to do, my current goal is to heal generational trauma. So, it goes back. I have to face my mother's trauma, my grandmother's, my great grandmother's, and so on. And after a while, it gets harder because I can't ask my great grandma how her life was. So what I do is meditation, shadow work, inner work. And if I ever feel stuck, I light myself one of these. I sit in front of it. I let the fire get into me, because that's what I do. I love fire magic. That's my favorite way to get to things. And I just meditate. If I have any family issues, I think of them, but not in a negative insight. I try to think of every part of the situation. How does my mother feel about this? How would my grandmother feel about this? How would her mother feel about this? I go to other family members and I ask them, like, what was grandma like? What was great grandma like? And I try to learn from their story, but I also try to go to the source. I meditate, I ask spirit, I read my tarot cards. And through there, I gain more understanding as to why my family is the way it is and why we are currently where we are. And that's another reason I'm big on history, because through history, you could learn a lot about someone's lineage. Yeah. The second candle I ever made was a money magnet. I have these in different sizes. I have them in this size and a super small size. Obviously, after I start my business, I need some money. So I would light these candles and I would meditate on it and I would journal on it. I'm very big on journaling, and I tell people, like, you should journal as well. So when it comes to the financial part of this, I would make a list of things that I want. Then I would make a list of how I would work towards these things and how I would work towards these things. Because remember, when you do magic, it's not just going to come to you. It's not, I'm going to light a candle, boom, $5,000. This assists you in getting things faster, in maturing yourself spiritually and mentally to be able to handle the abundance of prosperity, the abundance of prosperity of which you're asking for. So let's say you do want that $1,000, you light your candle. What am I gonna do next? Obviously, you work towards your goal. You pick up something new to start working on, or with your current job, you start working just a little harder, not too harder. Don't burn yourself out and don't start becoming desperate for it, because when you get desperate, you start creating your own blockages. You start rushing things, you don't think through things, and that's when you mess up. These candles, they all give you a sense of ease, a sense of peace, to where you feel confident enough to try something new and not be too scared about it. You trust yourself, you trust God, and you trust spirit that you will get new things, better things, good things, and they will come to you. And that's how I see these things. Yeah. And what I've been working on lately is a lot of things to clear people's energies. I've been making sprays, oils, and obviously candles for my cocoa cleanse line, because coconuts, they're known to cleanse your energy and purify your energy from any toxins. I notice as humans, we hold on to things even without realizing it. And the thing is, we say that we're over these things. We don't want to hold on to this negativity, this guilt, this fear. But subconsciously we do, because we haven't healed from it. In order to heal from something, we have to face it. So my job is to help you face the things that you subconsciously ignore. I lost myself. I'm sorry, I got a notification. That's why I can't do this phone thing.
It's no problem. I did want to ask you said the coconut. What's the importance of the coconut?
So coconuts and its water are known to purify and cleanse your energy. They basically, like when you take a spiritual bath, they transmute negative energy into positive energy, and they suck all of that up. So if you were to wash something with coconut, you could literally feel it washing the energy away. If you were to wash yourself with coconut, as the water goes down your body, you could feel the negativity being lifted. Pretty much how soap works. I don't know if you guys noticed, but actual soap, so when you wash your hands, it's not the soap that's cleaning your body, it's the bubbles that the soap creates. The dirt gets stuck to the soap bubbles and it goes down the drain. Same thing with coconut and its molecules. But yeah, I've been using coconut a lot to help people cleanse their energies of any energetical dirt. And the thing is, you can only wash and wash and wash yourself, but if you are not paying attention to the roots of the problem, nothing is going to happen. We have to dig deep into our roots. Sometimes we have to go back into our childhood and see where that pattern started, where that fear where it started to grow, so we could nip it in the bud and then continue to grow. Because if we don't, you see how thorns grow, how roses grow, it's just going to wrap and wrap around you. We have to cut that out before it even starts to grow to the point where it's too late. You're muted, sorry.
No, I was talking to my little one here. They only want attention when I'm otherwise occupied.
That's okay.
And so, how long have you been making the candles and doing this work?
I've been making the candles since 2021, but I've been doing the inner work since 2018. I started doing the inner work in 2018 after I had a big family problem. And I was just tired of the negativity. I didn't want to indulge in that. I didn't want to have children and raise children in the same negative light. That I didn't want to say that I was raised in a negative light, but I noticed that there are a lot of patterns with the adults in my family that I don't even think they were realizing. So I took it upon myself to learn our family's patterns, the negative ones and the positive ones, and learn how to incorporate them in my life. So when I have my children, which I do, and they have their children, we know how to maneuver as a family. We get to break these generational curses together. Because I realized, even from my great grandparents, they never really got along with their siblings or their cousins, and our family is very separated. I want my family to be one, to be a unit. You know, back in the day, families, we used to all live with each other and, you know, grow our lives, have businesses, grow farms, all of that. And I just want to get that started again. So I told myself that I was going to start doing inner child work, which I did. And it's been a long road. I'm not going to say it was easy, but I'm not going to say it was hard. But when you come to realize just how deep one thing, something that affects one family member, how it could affect everyone else, is very severe, whether it's a positive or a negative thing. And so I want to be able to one day, when my daughter, when she turns into an adult, to give her all of the things that I know and tell her, when you choose what you want to do with your life, I hope you do so with grace. I hope you do so with humility, with humanity in yourself, and that you are able to share your gifts with the world as well. And there's no way to do that without healing yourself, without knowing who you are, without taking into account of what your character is, because as humans, we evolve all the time. So one day you might want to do one thing, one day you might want to do another. All that matters is that you stay true to yourself and you stay one person. Yeah.
I like that because I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I said that despite all the work, I always say that good character is the highest juju, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that is very important. That is more important, um, how you treat other people. Like that's how you show your magic. That's how I see it. Despite all the
That's the
titles,
magic itself.
yeah, how
Mm-hmm.
you treat other people.
And hopefully, like with my business, I want to pass it on to my daughter and she could pass it on to her children. But I want to raise her in a sense where if she chooses not to, that's okay. You know, this is your life. You walk on your own path. I will just be here to hold your hand until I'm ready to let you go and to teach you things so that you are the best person that you can be. So that wherever you go, you have the magic to teach everyone else while simultaneously learning about life without letting the bitterness of life get to you. Because I'm not gonna lie, right now this world is crazy. People say it all the time, but all that matters is that you don't let it get to you, and wherever you go, you plant the seeds of beauty and you leave them there. Even if you just help one person, that's amazing. That's how I want to be with her.
That was actually the next question I wanted to ask you. In New York City, in an urban environment, how do you keep a healthy spiritual mindset?
You don't let it get to you. Don't let people get to you. Because it's very easy to start seeing the negative. You know, you go outside, you start seeing the dirt on the roads, the people, how they act. You have to remember, everyone is a human. Everyone is having their problems right now. You choose whether you let your problems affect your life or not. If you have problems at home and you go outside, you choose to take your problems outside or to see the beauty in outside. You know, I'm on the train, I'm angry because I have to go to work at 7 in the morning and there's people being crazy. But remember, I woke up at 7 in the morning. You woke up, period. You are on your way to work. A lot of people don't have work. You were blessed enough to wake up, and on top of that, you were blessed enough to go to work. You could walk on the side of the sidewalk where the sun is shining and you know, get what is it called? The waves or whatever from the sun. You get to stand in the sun, you get to breathe that air, you get to go to work and make your money and go home and eat. You feed yourself a comforting meal. Because New Yorkers, we get stuck in that too. We have to eat fast food. We have to, you know, hurry up and eat. Take 10 minutes to make yourself something nice and warm up your body and warm up your soul. You go outside, you try to find a community or programs that not only help you better yourself, but help you better others as well. Because the city is a beautiful place. It's just a lot of people who don't know how to navigate their emotions. And if you learn how to navigate yours and you teach somebody else how to navigate theirs, that's 2 people. They do that to somebody else, that's 3. You keep that going. You keep bettering yourself and others. And that's why I do what I do as well.
Yeah, because you know, in the city, sometimes it feels like you need to always have your armor on, you know, constantly.
And the thing is, everyone has their armor on. Like I said, everyone is having their own issues. And you see those people that be outside mean mongering. I bet you half the time, if you tell them, hi, you look good today, they're going to give you the biggest smile. They're just worried. They're just a little angry because they have to pay their bills. Give them some love. Even if you don't get love back, that's fine. You know that you sent that out into the world. And what you sent out to you comes back to you. So that's just fine. You want to give me attitude? God bless you. I hope you're okay. Leave it at that. Don't let their negativity stick to you, because we tend to do that too. You have one bad interaction with somebody else, you spend a whole day talking about it. Don't do that. That was 30 seconds of your 24 hours you had that day. Talk about your favorite part of the day. Talk about that good meal you had. Talk about the fact that you got to breathe some fresh air, that you got to wake up, your favorite TV show, something funny happened at work, you know? Don't indulge in the negative, because then that's when your life turns negative, if you keep thinking about that. You know, you attract what it is that you give off. Sorry.
It, I was thinking about that yesterday, how something can happen to you, and there's like a difference between making it a part of your story and part of your history. Like something can happen to you and it can be a story, but you don't necessarily have to make it part of your history.
Exactly. That happened to you, but that is not you. Yes, that happens a lot with people under trauma as well. Some people, they go through trauma and that makes that their identity. Your trauma is not your identity. Your trauma is your trauma. Your trauma is something to heal from. Your identity is who you are at the end of the day. You are not a burden and you are not those whatever. You are yourself. Like we just said, you choose what to indulge in. You choose who you're going to be. You choose to keep going in your life path. Because if you get stuck in your trauma, you make that your identity, you're going to be stuck in nothing. And the thing is, that is a hole that goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So before it gets to the point where you can't even come out, you need to be strong enough to lift yourself up and tell yourself, that's my past experience. That's not me. That's the past. The person I was even 5 days ago, that's not me today. And what I noticed a lot is people, they get used to that and they think that they benefit off of that. They think people are going to feel bad for them. And after a while, it stops working. So they try to find a new trauma to associate with their identity. That is not you. That's not going to get you anywhere, trust me. At first, you're going to have a few handouts. Yes, people are going to feel bad for you. But after a while, remember, everybody's going through something. It's only going to be so long where you can take advantage of that. That's not healthy. And I point that out in people all the time. Whatever negative habits you have, you need to cut that out before you turn into that negativity. Because nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that.
So very true, very true. So, you were saying earlier when you were introducing yourself that people were coming to you. Did you find that there was like a common thread, like a common theme of things that people were dealing with? Like, was it like depression or anxiety? And was this before COVID or after COVID or during the same time?
Before, during, and after, something funny that I realized, a pattern with a lot of my clients, people would come to me for money work, right? They'll come to me for money work. And usually before, if you're like a first-time client, I would give you a free reading. And what's really, really funny to me is when I'm telling these people why they feel the way that they do about money, 99.9% of the time it stems in their childhood. I'll end up with people telling me like, wow, like, you know what's funny? I worry about my bills because I used to see my parents argue about bills, or I spend money recklessly because my parents spent money recklessly. Or, you know, I'm scared of having money because, you know, my parents got money and then, you know, they didn't know how to act, or my parents lost money and they broke up. And a lot of the time, whatever it is that you want, if you want to seek happiness, if you want to seek money, if you want to seek a house, anything physical, anything mental, most of it roots from your childhood. And so every single case is different, but I'm going to give you an example from one case. This girl, she told me that she admitted after the reading that it was because she would watch her parents as a child. And the first thing I asked her was, are you your parents or are you you? Are you stuck in your parents' habits or are you stuck in your own parents? In your own habits. Because you have to remember, you are not dumb. You guys may have a lot of similarities and whatnot. You may look up to them, but at the end of the day, this is your life. One day they are going to pass and you are going to be here with your kids if you choose to have kids, and you have to sit there and you have to teach them because one day you're going to pass too. You cannot live your entire life in the same issues and in the same sadness that you lived in when you were a child. So you have to acknowledge that, which is the first and the biggest step. And after you acknowledge it, you're going to have to tell yourself, what am I going to do about this? And then from there, you move on. And like I said, every single case is different. So I don't really know how to explain it right now. But for this case, I had her do inner child work. I had her like write down things that she remembers from her childhood, her favorite things that traumatized her, things that she dealt with, things that she stuck with. And we'll deal with the negative first. Okay, watching your parents argue about money traumatized you. What did they argue about? They were gonna break up because they didn't have money for the bills. Okay, you are a grown adult now. You pay your own bills, you have your own job. You don't have anyone to break up with just in case things go bad. You are only so worried because you grew up watching them worried. So you think that being worried is normal. You think that being confused and lost on what you're gonna do about your bills is normal. You're doing good. This girl, she had a business and a job. She was actually doing very good, but since she was holding on to her money, she was creating a stagnancy in herself. It wasn't an outside thing. She was doing this to herself because she was scared since she was a child. And I told her, if you let go of these fears, you're going to see how happiness flows through you, how prosperity flows through you. And that's what she started working. This lasted about 6 months. And 6 months into it, even the way she spoke about things, you could tell that those fears that she had since a child, she was letting them go. She was actually happy to pay her bills because she remembered, I have a house. I pay my house bills. Not a lot of people have those bills. You should be grateful to pay for your home. You should be grateful to pay for your light bill. Because a lot of people, they don't have these light bills. They have no lights to pay for. They don't have a cell phone. They don't have a laptop. They don't have all these things. You should be grateful to pay for these things. And what's funny is she started doing that. She got herself a nice laptop. She got herself a new phone, started being happy to pay her bills. And guess what? She started seeing more income, funny enough. And the higher that she treated herself, the higher she lived, if that makes sense. Like, she treated herself like she was worthy of royalty level things, and she started receiving royalty level things. The whole time she was worried, she was living in a worrisome house. You could feel the energy in the house. She wasn't getting new things every day, like splurging in nice furniture, splurging in the expensive organic food. She started doing that, and she started feeling and looking better. And all of that was rooted in one argument that she saw her parents had 20 years ago, literally.
Those money wounds, I mean, those trauma wounds are deep. Wow. That even despite all that was surrounding her, still holding on to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was that one time she saw her parents argue about it. Because it's not like she noticed this a lot. Her parents tried to hide it from her. But since she noticed it, it was like, and it stuck to her, especially with the fact that her parents didn't talk about it. So it just lingered in her, and it built up, and it built 20 years, thinking about something for 20 years and not saying anything about it out loud, or not having anything be said. Not only does it hurt your insides, it hurts your throat chakra because you feel like you can't speak up about certain things. It causes that negativity in your head. It makes you lazy because you don't want to work too hard. You're gonna be like, what's the point of working? I'm only gonna receive the bare minimum, It's not like that. You let all of that go, you could literally feel the tension in your body, in your throat, in your mind, in your chest, in your arms. You could feel it release. That's why a lot of people have back problems too. Because you're so stiff all the time from being so worried, and your jaw is so stiff from being worried, you feel like you're stuck. You're only in your 40s and you feel like you're 80 years old with back pain. That's mental trauma. It manifests in the physical. Depression. People get depressed. They don't want to clean up. They don't want to brush their teeth because they're just too tired. So everything starts getting cluttered. Their physical body is unhealthy. Their mind is unhealthy because their physical body is now unhealthy. And it keeps going and it keeps going. It's a cycle. But when you break out of this cycle, it's the most beautiful thing. It's literally a transformation. And you could feel it and you could see it. And you are it, Like, I remember my daughter, she's 1. And before birth, I was 120 pounds. And after, I was 190. And I had went into postpartum because, I was bigger. I wasn't feeling like myself. I just had my baby come out of me. And my sperm donor, like, he wasn't making it any better. So I caught myself in postpartum depression. I caught myself, eating more unhealthy things, being too lazy to get up. What's the point? I'm gonna be fat anyway. I've caught myself, not cleaning up after myself because what's the point? It's gonna get dirty anyway. I'm sorry, I need a breath. I've been talking. But after a while, I told myself, like, if I keep this going, I'm just gonna end up worse and worse. And it's gonna get to the point where, I'm not gonna be able to bounce back from it. And I had 2 jobs at the time and this business. So I really wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't setting out those days to do self-care or whatnot. So I took it upon myself to, just stop, just cut that crap out. And I started off small. I said, okay, so I'm going to start with the physical. And I started juicing. I told myself that's when I started, daily intentions. I'm going to live every single day with a purpose. What's my purpose for this day? I'm going to go to work. I'm going to drink my healthy juice, and I'm going to go to the gym for a little bit. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to be at work eating the unhealthy food over there. And I want to not only lose weight, but I want to raise my energy levels and I want to clear my skin. So I started doing that. After a while, I started seeing the progress. Okay, now I look good, even though like it doesn't matter if you're big or small, you still look beautiful. It's what you want. So I look like when I wanted to look like. Now what? I'm still kind of sad. Now I have to work towards the mental, because I found myself, even though I lost it. How many pounds? I lost 50 pounds. I still felt the same. Okay, what are my issues that I have now? I was doing candle work. I was doing a lot of self-love work. I was writing down a lot of affirmations. I was journaling a lot. I was writing down things that I like about myself, things that I don't like about myself. How can I change those things? Are those things changeable? How can I deal with them if they're not? Where do I want to see myself in 10 years? How am I going to work towards these things? Am I happy with myself? That was the big question I asked myself a lot. Like, okay, yes, I lost 50 pounds. I'm getting a lot of money, I'm getting a lot of traction and whatnot, but am I happy with myself? And what am I going to do to fix these things? Because when I was pregnant, it dug up a lot of trauma that I even forgot about, because that's possible. Childhood trauma. So since I have a daughter now, I had to heal my inner child so I could give her a good childhood. Because I don't know if you noticed, but as adults, issues that we had as children, we may accidentally put down our children. So any patterns that I had, when I would look at my daughter, if they needed to be cut out, I had to. If I felt like I was being too strict with her, I'd be like, okay, why am I being strict with a baby? It's because as a child, I would, my parents didn't let me do this. But now I have the freedom to let my daughter be her own self. Like as a child, my family used to tell me, like, you're going to be a surgeon, you're going to be a doctor. These people, they came from the Caribbean. So I'm a firstborn American child. So, straight from the Caribbean, they're telling you, we came here from Dominican Republic, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a surgeon, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And so at one point, like, I was really convinced, like, I'm going to be a surgeon. Come to find out, I don't want to do that. I don't like blood. That's disgusting. You already know the comments I got when I told them I wanted to be a spiritualist. What? From a Christian family, you're going to be a spiritualist? The questions, does that really give you money? First of all, that's a hobby. Like, all these random comments. And it's like, okay, I understand. It took me a while to get to this too. I understood. Now I understand where that mindset comes from. You want me to prosper because you didn't have that chance. You just came to America. I was born in America. So I have more opportunity than you did. I got to go to better school than they did. And so they were pushing that education on me because they didn't get that education. They were being so strict and so hard because they didn't want me to be a failure. Like, I've had them tell me that before, like, I don't want you to be like me, so I'm going to push you. But the thing is, I understand you want to see me succeed, but you cannot push me to be someone that I am not. And so as a child, when I decided I didn't want to do that, I decided I want to be a therapist, I had to about it. Because remember, in the Caribbean back in the day, they weren't big on therapy as well. So I had to be quiet about it. I had to lie about what I wanted to do. And as a child, it taught me how to lie, and it taught me to suppress my feelings. Now, as an adult, that's not getting you anywhere. So the lying part, like, it was really easy to get rid of. I'm an adult now. You're not gonna scream at me. I'm not gonna care. So I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm still suppressing my feelings. And by suppressing my feelings, I'm giving myself stagnancy and I'm creating emotional blockages. Now that I have a daughter, I can't have these emotional blockages with her because I'm not going to be able to connect with her. So what do I have to do? I have to sit them down now that we're all older and talk to them about what I really want. I understand what you wanted from me, but this is what I want for me, and this is what I'm going to do. Understand that I still care for your opinion. I still care about your care for me, but I have to better myself in my own ways so my daughter could see that and she could better herself. I don't want my daughter suppressing her feelings for nobody. I want her to be open enough to stay how she feels and also be smart enough to take in how other people's feels and be considerate of it. You know, so that's one emotional thing that I already broke off. That's one generational trauma that I learned to, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to tell you how I feel, whether it causes an argument or not. And if it causes an argument, I'm going to ask you, why are you getting mad? Where are these feelings coming from? And we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it because we're grown adults and we need to learn how to communicate in a healthy way, especially now that we're creating a whole new lineage of children. I'm big on that as well. Like 99.9% of the issues that we have now, they stem from when we were children. And we need to heal these issues so we don't have another generation of children having to do the same thing. Yeah.
Trying to get him to go to bed is a challenge.
It's okay. You're muted, sorry.
Yeah.
Were you saying something?
No, I was saying trying to get him to go to bed is a challenge.
It's okay.
I
I have my daughter. Sorry?
Yeah, I think your story definitely resonates with a lot of people. It's with people putting their expectations on you and you having to find your voice and say, no, this isn't what I want. This is what I want. Going back to that old throat chakra.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the most important things. Yes, like I love my daughter, and I grew up with a lot of insecurities because I didn't get to use my throat chakra and use my voice. And I want to raise her with the knowing that you can speak up for yourself. Anything that you want, you could state that you want it and you could work towards it. You don't have to hide yourself for others, and you don't have to hide yourself because of what you think others would think of you. Because then you're not living in your true self. And if you're not living in your true self, then what are you doing? You're living like a fraud. And the thing is, that's not happiness. Happiness is to be yourself.
Absolutely. So, where are you located? Are you doing any more classes or any upcoming events? And what are some other things that you do? I mean, for the people who are watching now that kind of missed the beginning.
So I'm located in the Bronx. I don't do classes as of yet. I'm thinking of doing classes like when I see myself as a teacher, because even though I've been doing this for how many? This is gonna be my 6th year. I've been doing this for 6 years, but I feel like when I hit around the 10-year mark, that's when I'll look into holding classes and teaching and whatnot. I'm only 23, I'm not, even though I have the wisdom, I'm not ready. I'm be honest, I'm not ready. But I do still have clients that I work with people one-on-one. That's what I do. I work with people one-on-one, whether it's for a week, a month, a whole year, it's whatever. I help you on your journey. I don't have any like subscription thingies or whatever, I'm not bougie with it. Like you ask me a question, I'll be glad to educate you and whatnot. I'll be having pop-up shops every Saturday this month. I post them on my website, richinspiritbotanica.com, as well as on my Instagram, richinspirit_botanica. And this month, I already created all my products, so I'm just focused on posting my products, educating people on my products, and then pushing them out. I have tarot readings for almost every single day, and I'm learning how to do Oracle. And I'm getting people to do free readings, free oracle readings, because I see that as what's the word? Practice. I see it as practice. So when I want to learn something new, like I have no problem with just giving out free readings, because not only is that good for you, but that's good for me too. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and charge for every single thing I do. That's not the point of spiritualism. I don't sell spiritualism. The money thing, that's a plus. You know, I get tired after a while. I have to pay for the energy, but it's free and you get money in your spiritual bank when you start helping others, because spirit sees that, your karma sees that. You want to have good you want to have good karmic debt. So that's what I try to do. I try to put deposits in my spiritual bank by doing free work for people.
Okay, thank you for that. So people can reach you at, I know I just put it in the Facebook at rich in spirit underscore botanica. So it's tarot and you're working on oracle readings and then candles. And what other products besides the candles?
I have a box. I have a pop-up shop. Today's Thursday, right? I have a pop-up shop in 2 days, so I created everything. I have resins, like I have frankincense and copal, frankincense and myrrh, 3 kings. I just created some sprays. I have an evil eye spray to ward off evil eye. You can't really see it. I have a money magnet spray, and this is my favorite one, the protection spray. I'm a Saint Michael devotee. I work with Saint Michael. I'm very big on him. You know, he is the protector. He is God's number one. Whenever you feel like you need some protection, like in your sleep, physically, mentally, I call on to him. And then I have oils. This is a protection oil. This is the money magnet oil. Every single line I have, I'm creating them one by one. I have a protection line, evil eye, a road opener, an energy cleansing, and a bountiful business. That one is for business owners specifically, to help them clear any blockages that may be affecting their businesses. Because a lot of business owners, you know, we have a lot of anxiety. We're always worrying about things. This just helps you clear that out and make room for prosperity and whatnot.
Oh, going back to the money blocks.
I'm sorry, you're muted.
As going back to the money wounds, helping with the money wounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of the times, like we may have people like they straight up that they just block your roads, but about 90% of the time our blockages are just our mentality and our mindset. Because, you know, we do have to worry about outside forces messing with us, but what really matters is that we are grounded and we know, like, okay, even if ABC is messing with me in my bag, I know that I have the power to turn that around, transmit that negative energy, return back to sender, and, you know, prosper as I should. And that's why the Better Business line is blue. If I could find one. This is black, sorry. Okay. It's blue. I have to shake it. It's been sitting there. Can you see the blue color? Because blue is also the color of tranquility and of peace and of ease, because we want to make things easier for us. We want to be at peace. That's when we get to, can you see me? Okay, that's when we get to focus, when we're really at peace. That's when we get to create the best that we can, when we're not worrying about things and when we don't have random things running through our minds. I'm sorry, because I'm getting a phone call. Okay, that's good.
No. And what's the website? I'm trying to pull up Instagram, but it's acting a little slow.
It's richinspiritbotanica.com.
So no underscores. It's just for the
No.
for the website. It's just okay.
It's only for the Instagram because Instagram wouldn't let me put the name without it. Someone already took it.
Okay. Okay, great. I'm just trying to see if any other questions. People are definitely watching, and it's great to learn from you. Um,
I'm
okay.
extremely shy, so I know I was stuttering the whole time and probably out of breath.
No, no, it was fine. It was fine. Thank you so very much. So I definitely want to thank you for spending time here and sharing your knowledge with everyone this evening. Thank you so very much. So yes, she is doing amazing. So
Thank you.
where is your pop-up this weekend?
My pop-up shop is this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 6 a.m. at Amores Cafe. This is in the Bronx. It's gonna be in 5025 Broadway. It's a little cafe, but it's beautiful.
5025 in like Riverdale?
Yes, around there, yeah.
Okay, is it on your Instagram?
Let me see. I'm horrible with putting stuff on my Instagram. It's in my stories, but it's not on my page. It's gonna
Okay.
be Cinco de Mayo's event. Like it's the day after Cinco de Mayo, but we're still gonna be celebrating it in the event.
So you said it's from what time? What are the hours?
From 1 to 6.
Okay, from 1 p.m. to 6. Okay, I'll just message you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so Miss Angelica, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you spending
Thank
time
you.
this evening speaking. For everyone watching, this is Miss Angelica of Rich in Spirit Botanica. And what part of the Bronx are you in?
I'm in Highbridge right now. I'm located in Highbridge.
Okay, I'm a little familiar with that area. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Because people think nothing happens in the Bronx, so I just love proving them wrong.
No, it's okay. I'm always, outside. I do pickups, drop offs, always talking to people. Like I'm always talking to random people. So I probably saw some people that, a lot of people pass people every day. And they're like, oh my God, I know you. I'm like, you don't, but hi.
That is wonderful. So, okay, everyone, this is Miss Angelica. Please follow her on Instagram, rich in spirit underscore botanica. That is her Instagram. And I think I tagged Rich in Spirit on Facebook. So you can definitely follow her. Um, reach out to her for consultation and for candles and for all of her products, and definitely check her Instagram to find out where you can see her at an event or a pop-up. So thank you everyone for this week's Transformation Thursday. As always, I truly appreciate everyone who always tunes in for the past 100 and so weeks. And so Transformation Thursday happens every Thursday around 7-ish, 7:10, 7:15. Just watch the Instagram, it'll pop up eventually. So thank you everyone for watching. As always, I appreciate you and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Oh, and remember, you can see the replay on my YouTube channel, Bronx Holistic Healing. I'll probably upload it tomorrow. And just a reminder, this Sunday in Teaneck, New Jersey is the Womb Chat at Rock Collage, 364 Cedar Lane in Teaneck, New Jersey. We've saved the date for June 10th, the Soul of a Man event, and June 24th, the Bronx Yoga Summit. So feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about those events. Okay, everyone, enjoy your evening. I hope to see you all again next week. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings. Okay.